So let's talk about the distance formula. So let's say you have a couple of points. Let's just make some up here. Let's say this is the point 2, 1, and let's say this is the point 10, 8. If I wanted to find the distance from here to here, if we just kind of thought logically about how we could find that distance, one way would be to find the distance from here to here. How long would that distance be? I'm going from 8 in the y to 1 in the y, so this would be 7 units long. And I could find the distance from here to here. If this is a right triangle, I'm going from 2 to 10, so this would be 8. So if I knew two sides of the right triangle, so to find that third side, I would take 7 squared plus 8 squared, and that would tell me this distance right here, d squared. So what we've done then is we've found the distance from here to here and the distance from here to here. Let's start with this one. To get this particular value, we took the x value of this point and found the difference to the x value of this point. So really what we've done is we subtracted the two x values. 10 minus 2 gave us 8. And then we squared that number. To find the 7, we really just subtracted the y values and squared them. And those two equaled the distance squared by Pythagorean theorem. So to find the distance of two numbers, we can do the square root of the difference in the y values squared plus the difference in the x values squared. So honestly, to memorize the distance formula, you really don't need to if you understand the Pythagorean theorem. But it's handy to know to use as a shortcut. So let's go ahead and find the distance of this side. So I would have 7 squared plus 8 squared and square root that. So 49 plus 64 is 113 equals the distance squared, so square root 113. And you get approximately 10.6. So I can get the same thing by plugging those numbers into the distance formula. I would say distance equals the square root of y, subtract y squared, plus x, subtract x squared. So you would get the same thing. The formula, typically you put the x's first and the y's first, but it doesn't matter because you're adding, and it doesn't matter what order you add two numbers in. So let's do an example of this using numbers. Let's just kind of make something up here. Let's say we have a point at 2, 2 and a point at 6, 4. And I want to find the distance between the two. Some of you may want to use Pythagorean theorem. I'm going to go ahead and use the distance formula. To find the distance, I'm going to do the square root of the x's subtracted plus the y subtracted. So distance equals the square root of 4 squared plus 2 squared. So distance equals 16 plus 4. Distance equals the square root of 20. If you're asked to leave your answer as a radical, I would know that's 4 times 5. So distance equals 2 square roots of 5. If you're asked to find the distance using the calculator and round to the nearest tenth, I would just do square root of 20, which is approximately 4.47 or 4.5, depending on how you're asked to round your numbers.